Hey guys, Colorado Dave here, doing another video here real quick for you. This is Knives in Our Lives on YouTube. Also have an Instagram, Knives in Our Lives. Please do subscribe if you haven't. I could really use the support as I am new at this and really trying to put a lot of videos out here for you guys. And I want to make sure I'm not just wasting my time, but you're actually enjoying them. So any comments and subscriptions you guys give me are greatly appreciated. So thanks for that, guys. Anyway, today I've been asked by a couple people in my comments to break down this Small Sebenza 31 that I just got recently. For those of you who have been following me and you have seen some of my videos, I had an issue with this knife going into the shop because when I first bought it, I had some issues with the what am I trying to say, with the lock rock, and there was actually some legitimate lock rock, and then I have learned about this knife that there is an acceptable amount of lock flex, which is a very different thing. If you watch my videos, I go into great explanation on it, as I learned a lot in the process when I sent my knife in to get it worked on. I had some side-to-side play. I did have some legitimate issues with the knife. They actually did have to replace the stop pin bushing, and then, or the pivot bushing, and then they also had to replace the back pin. And they actually had to replace the actual blade itself because I questioned them and said, is this S35 or S45VN steel on the blade? As it was brand new to me, I had not seen the S45 in the marketplace yet. I did buy it saying on the birth card and on the box that it was S45VN, but I just wanted to make sure it was. So when I sent the knife in to have it worked on, I asked them if they could just reconfirm that. Well, in the process, I found out that my blade was S35VN, not S45VN, that a handful of them did get out of the factory that were wrong, basically, and they were mismarked, and mine happened to be one of them. I have since had a conversation with Tim Reeves himself, who actually reached out and called me on this, and the number I heard was 16 knives got out that were like that, just FYI for what that's worth. Mine happened to be one of them, just dumb luck. But anyway, long and short of it is I do have an S45VN blade on there now. I didn't know how to look for the stamp on where it says what the steel is on the blade. And when you do take the blade apart, underneath the washer on the show side, it does say 45 or 35 based on the steel of what it is. I just learned this in this whole process. I have taken it apart once since I got it back. I have confirmed it is S45VN. I explained it to you guys in a couple of my videos. A couple of you have asked me to go ahead and tear it apart and show it to you so you could see it as well. So I would be happy to do that. I'm not awesome at this, but we will get through it. I don't know that I'm breaking the blade totally down. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to at least pull the blade out. For those of you who don't know, the way it basically works with a Chris Reeve knife and what they recommend is that you actually don't take the face plates off first, but you actually undo the pivot, pull the knife out, then you take the scales off and you undo your pivot screw and or not your pivot screw, but your stop pin screw and your back screw. And you take those out afterwards to take the plate off. So we're gonna focus now first on getting the blade out so I can show you that stamp that I promised I would. So let's start there. I have learned that I really do need two of these. Luckily I have two Chris Reeve knives, so I happen to have two of these wrenches, but it really does make it easier with two of these. So we will go like so, just to make sure that we are loosening up. Hello. I told you I'm not awesome at this stuff, guys, but we are gonna get through this together. And I'm probably making a mess of this, but we're gonna get there. There we go. And it is coming apart here slowly, but surely. If you notice, there is some Loctite on this, and we're gonna clean all this up. I didn't get my cleaning stuff out yet, but we will. There is some Loctite on this, and I have learned with the Sebenza 31 is that you really do need to use a little bit of Loctite on it, on the screws. And I know that's a big no-no in the world of Chris Reeve, but keep in mind, they ship it that way now. So it can't be that much of a no-no if they ship it out that way. That's kind of my take on it anyway. Okay, what I found is if you pull on, you see how that stop pin's coming out? The reason it's coming out pretty easy is, if you can see, I have my hand over the lock bar and I'm holding it open a little bit. At the same time, it makes it easier to pull the blade out when I do it that way as well. So if you're not familiar with it, then you let it go and it loosens it up and it makes it easy to pull it out. It's a little gummed up. Let me get some stuff to clean this up real quick too. I do have something right here behind me. Just bear with me for 1 second, guys. I apologize. Wasn't 100% organized on this. But what I like to use, these work pretty good, is just these little alcohol pads. And I will take one of those and at least clean this up a little bit. We'll take a look at what we got, guys. Come on out of there. Not feeling real coordinated today. But anyway, so this is just rubbing alcohol, nothing special. All we're gonna do is take this, rub all these parts down with the rubbing alcohol, like so. Rub that out like so. Take the other washer, clean that one up as well. Remember that the bigger washer is on the show side, just so you guys are aware. Because of the, not on the show side, but on the actual lock bar side, the washer has to be smaller to make room for that lock bar. You can see your bushing in there that's gonna pop out. There you go. We'll clean that out real good as well. And then we're gonna find this stamp for you that I have promised you. So if they're nice like this would be your show side. So let's find that 45. And if you look closely, there it is. Come on, am I on the screen? See the 45? That is your S45VN. So that's what you're looking for, is that mark that's right there, guys. Hopefully you can see that okay on the camera. But that's what we were trying to get done. You can see I just cleaned this up briefly. If you guys want to hang out, I'm going to go ahead and put this back in. I don't think I'm going to break the knife totally down because I just broke it down recently and like the other day. So I don't really feel like taking it all apart because I know everything's clean on it. So all I'm going to do is put this pin back in and put these parts back together. But I still want to use a little bit of lube. And lube this up a little bit. Ever so slight there, put ever so slight there. Come on. This one's, come on. I don't know if I got a lot of lube left. Oh, I do. I said a lot in this, sorry. So now I overdid it, but that's okay. We're gonna get that back in there, like so. Then we're gonna grab these washers. And we are going to take a little bit of lube like this. This lube's not cooperating real good with me today. For whatever reason, I'm having a hard time getting this lube out. I think it's because it's getting low. There we go. Probably got too much there, guys, but we'll take a little like that. Just spread that out around there a little bit. Probably got a little too much. But that's basically all you need, like so. Then we're going to take that, put it down there like so. Now what you're going to notice is on that bushing that's in the inside of that hole, in that pivot hole, there's a little lip that's going to come out. And if you push it up just a little bit, it makes the washer catch on it. And it keeps the washer from moving around. So then you can go ahead and do the other side. So in the same breath, we'll do what we just did with that side and put a little bit on there. Again, I know I didn't do it very well, but what I should be able to do is just put a couple little drops on there like so. Call it a day. And we will take our other washer, get that on there. And again, we're gonna look for that sweet spot to where it catches on that ridge when we push that pivot through a little bit. Come on, there we go. So now we got both sides in exactly how we want it. Just wipe my fingers up a little bit so I don't nasty up my micarta too much. I'm gonna take, hopefully I'm on camera and you guys can see all this. I'm gonna take this lock bar, I'm gonna push it over like so as I put the blade in. And that's gonna help me position the blade to get it that hole centered just right without it getting in my way. So as you can see, I'm pushing that out at the same time I'm sliding this in. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing there, and how I'm lining that up. You see how that's lining right up? Hopefully you can see how that's lining right up. Now we're going to try to take that pivot, put it back in there. Hands have got a little bit of grease on them, so bear with me. Now what I've noticed with this pivot is when you start to push that back in, you need to play with this lock bar a little bit and the blade just to kind of tweak it, to get it to go in just right. You really do need to tweak it and play with it. There we go. And then it kind of snaps in. And once you snap in like that, it's a no-brainer. Then you just take your screw and you put it in. I am going to go ahead and pull a little bit of Loctite out because I do have a tendency to Loctite this one. I know some people said that's a no-no on Chris Reeves, but remember, they ship it with Loctite, so I'm not feeling guilty using it. I use my blue Loctite. I don't use their purple that comes with it. And I just use ever so slight amount, and that's way too much, but I will knock most of that off, and we'll have just the ever slightest bit on there, and we will line that up. And I will clean my hands here real quick. I will get it together here, guys, I swear. And let's try to get this in here. And we'll just start screwing that down, like so. And I'm going to screw this down all the way. The only reason I put that Loctite in there is because I don't want it to loosen up at all. And I've had no such issues with that. So if I go down all the way, it's got a little tightness to it, so I might loosen it just a tad, just a little tiny bit. Just to get that perfect action. Let's see what we got going there. And I think that's probably about where we want to be. So let's leave it like that. But hopefully that helps you guys. That's my quick breakdown, just showing you the blade. Next time I'll break the whole knife down and clean it. I just cleaned it recently, so I know it didn't really need it. That's the reason I didn't feel like breaking it all down. Hopefully you guys understand. But I did want to show you that stamp with the S45 on it. Hopefully that helps some of you guys in understanding how to find that on your knife as well. So anyway, that is the Small Sebenza 31. That's just a quick breakdown showing you that S45VN stamp. My understanding is, and I haven't checked because I don't have one right now on me, that there's supposed to be a 35 under the S35VN. It'll say 35 instead of 45. I can't say that I've seen it firsthand, but I'm assuming that if the 45 is there, the 35 is as well. So anyway, that's what I got for today, guys. Hopefully that helps you guys a little bit in understanding just how simple it is to break one of these knives down. I do recommend that you have 2 wrenches. I think it will help you, and it does make it a little bit easier. So I don't remember the size of the wrench, or I would tell you, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. But if you look in your stuff that came with your knife, it'll give you the details on all that stuff, I'm sure. Because Chris Reeves is awesome, and they're very good about telling you exactly what you need to do to take their knives apart. But guys, this is a beautiful, beautiful knife. Enjoy sharing it with you, and you're going to see more reviews coming. All right? Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching me. Please subscribe. Appreciate it.